Welcome to the show. This is the first episode of Honesty Hour, a Boulder Pride special, where we sit down and talk about real stories of our LGBTQ team members. I'm your host, Jace, and for today's pilot episode, we're joined by Mitzie, one of Boulder's trusty customer advocates in our Manila office. Today, she's going to share her experiences in raising a same sex parent household, the lessons she learned from it, and all the joys and heartbreaks it came with. Welcome to the show, Mitz. How are you?
Hi there, Jace. Good morning. How are you?
Hello. I'm good. I'm so excited to have a chat with you, to talk with you, and also I am impressed with your rainbow background or the rainbow flag background,
I
which
know, right?
completely symbolizes the celebration this month. That the Pride Month is not just a celebration, but also an advocacy worth fighting for. Tell me something about the flag. Where did you get it? Where did you buy it?
My sister bought it for me. I asked her to buy the flag 2 months ago, and it took 2 months for her to actually order it online. So I got it. I think that was just last week, or was it the week before? But yeah, I'm really happy with the flag. Good for the rainy season.
Uh huh.
And I'm also waiting for another one, which would represent all the colors that I can get,
I love it. Colors such as
just like the one in your background.
oh, I love it. Well, yours is prettier because mine is a virtual background, but this is an official Boulder Pride backgrounds, and we've
Yeah.
released virtual background for our team members so that they can use them in their online meetings, to their virtual conferences. And yeah, but this interview is about sharing your story,
Mhm.
making your stories heard, and making us feel seen, right? Feel seen,
Yes.
discovering more about ourselves. And speaking of discovering, you mentioned that, of course, you were confused before, right? And a lot of our viewers, a lot of our audiences right now may have felt the same way. But we wanted to learn more about your experience growing up, discovering more about who you are as a person,
hmm
getting acquainted with your authenticity, with your truth. So, what for you could be the main sources of your confusion?
There were a lot of things. You have to understand. Growing up, I've, my family is Catholic. I went to a Catholic school. Although my family's very forward, they have this forward thinking about everything. They're very open with everything. But when it comes to me, since I'm the eldest grandchild of the family, it's quite different. You have to be a good model to everyone, especially the younger, my younger siblings, my younger cousins. So when I came out, it was totally something that they took it hard. They really took it hard. I do have an aunt that is also like me, who's also a lesbian, although I don't really like labels. But anyway, that's another story.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it was difficult. I don't have anyone to turn to, not even my aunt. I don't have anyone to talk to discuss the things that I've felt towards humans of the same sex. I don't have anything to um, to vent my whatever emotions I have within me, and so I have to discover everything all on my own. And at the same time, again, being raised by a Catholic family, it's quite hard to steer away from the idea that it is a sin, right? It is a sin, and you'll go to hell if you become one. So I was afraid about going to hell. And so I was really trying hard. I was really trying my best.
Because of the upbringing.
Exactly. Because of the
Exactly.
upbringing, because of the school, when you're being taught by nuns, it's really different. So yeah,
But who
those
are you talking
things,
to most of the time? Who are you talking to most of the time? Just yourself.
just myself.
So you were talking uh to yourself most of the time when you were still growing up, when you were questioning your identity.
Mhm.
These were the main sources of confusion. But what I can get here, Mitzi, is that especially here in Boulder, we veer away from confusion. We look at it as curiosity, right?
Mhm.
Being able to ask questions every day, ask
Exactly.
ourselves questions, ask our teammates questions. But since you mentioned that you were talking to yourself most of the time, what were the questions that you ask yourself when you were dealing or when you were growing up?
Hmm. Not really out of the norm. One of the questions, the earlier questions is, what am I feeling? What
Mhm.
is going on? Why am I feeling this way? Am I normal? Those were just a few of the questions that I have, but I didn't really try to push myself to answer those questions, mainly because again, I was afraid to go to hell, and I was really trying my best not not to go there. And then when I began asking myself real questions, that's when I met my first girlfriend. And yeah, so my first girlfriend, I don't know, I was not really in love with her. Since I wanted her to be my best friend, I told her yes when she proposed to me on my 18th birthday. I was
Wow.
wearing a gown, I was wearing my heels, I was on makeup. I was not this.
It must have been so
Basically,
special then. So special,
yes,
right?
it was
Hmm.
special. It was actually a bit crazy because
Why?
it was stormy. Every single time that something important happens to my life, it's stormy. There's a storm, there's a hurricane that's happening. So I don't know. I thought my life wasn't dramatic, but then again, there's the storm, there's the
Yeah.
rain. So all the drama is in there. When I was with her, that's when I started asking myself real questions like, um, she kissed me and she kissed me on the mouth. Is this normal? And why do I
Because it
like
was
it?
your first time.
Yes, it was my first time with a girl. So I asked myself, why did I like being kissed by her? And I tried to compare how I felt when she kissed me compared to how my first boyfriend kissed me.
And you liked
It
it.
and I liked it more with her than him, things like that. And then I sort of felt like um I want to I wanted to feel icky about it, but I wasn't. I didn't feel icky about it at all. And then at the same time, I was asking myself, what do I do now? We just felt something for each other, and yeah, it bloomed. Um, but there's something happened, and so we broke up. The relationship ended, and then I met this girl when I was on my second job, I think. It so happened that the company started a new company, a new account rather, a new department, a new venture for their additional business, and then she came in, and I was actually the first one to introduce myself. I didn't feel anything at the time because I was not thinking about it. It was not my plan to go into another relationship and just end up being heartbroken. So yeah, but when I met her, she was actually the one who pushed for the relationship, even though I know she won't admit it. She will never admit to it, but yeah. Um I guess it's also the alcohol, because we were drinking during the time, and so she just approached me and asked me, I do like you. And I was like thinking, do you think we could go on a date. And so I said, yeah, why not? Let's try that. And that's when I found out that she has kids.
After the date.
After the first date, that's when I
Okay, the
found
first
out
date.
that she has three kids, one boy and then two girls. So yeah, it took some time for uh, us to meet the kids. Again, I was still not out. I was still hiding behind the closet. Uh, the pressure of being the eldest child is still there.
Yeah.
So I had to um, keep it on the low and make sure no one knows about what's happening, especially that I found out that she has kids. What would my mom think, right?
So
So yeah,
that's what you felt, and that's how you felt.
that's
You
how
thought
I
about what others would say.
yeah. Um, Mainly my family. I don't really care much about what others would say. I only care about what would
Your
my mom say, because my mom has been taking care of us since my she and my dad separated when I was
Mhm.
11, and so I look up to her.
You did try to get some inspiration from your parents, from your mother, from your father when you started caring for these three children, right? You
Yes,
tried, but you thought that it just wouldn't work out because you have your own way of nurturing children and you have your
yes.
own unique way of doing so. So when was the time? What was the factor why you started to deviate from the inspiration that you once knew and you told yourself, I have to start doing it my own thing.
When my ex-girlfriend and I had our first fight because of the kids, so I said something that I shouldn't have, and that's when I understood that sometimes even if you care so much for this for these children, for other people, generally doesn't necessarily mean or that it gives you the right to talk to them in such a way that can be a bit belittling on their part. And somehow the problem between the two of us was affecting how I was parenting the kids. I know that within the relationship, especially when first met them, and when I met them, they didn't know that me and their mother were actually in a relationship. So it blew their mind, and I was like thinking to myself, am I ready for this responsibility?
When were you able to tell yourself, I'm ready for this responsibility?
I did tell myself that it was already in the latter part of the relationship, and somehow the quote or that line, they say that it's just a little bit too late. That's what happened.
Got it.
So yeah.
Mhm. Your parents, inspiration, readiness, responsibility,
Hmm.
LQs or lover's quarrel.
Yeah, a
I
lot
think
of
that,
that.
yeah, those could be some of the challenges that you faced. Other than those, did you encounter any other challenges that perhaps made your parenting tough?
Yeah, my ex and I we made a decision that she would go abroad to work, so we could send the kids to a better school. And so she did. I was left alone to take care of the kids, although her mom's house is just a few streets away. um so it was okay. However, of course, another challenge would be, since they're not really as the children were not as welcoming with the relationship, as I am not a man. uh they shared that information, or they shared their whatever they're feeling to um my ex's family members. And I had two instances wherein I was told that you're a girl, you should be with a man. You can't be a father to the kids because you're not a guy. They will not they will never ever treat you like their parent, let alone their dad. Because again, you're a girl just trying to be this person that you're not. And then another one said that I know you're hardworking, and I know that you can provide for these kids, but again, you're not a guy. You can't be a father to them. You can't take care of them. So yeah, hearing those words, it shook me, and I was really hurt out of respect to that person who told me that. I really wanted to scream, but I didn't. It would have been nice if I heard someone told me that no worries. I know it's hard. I know how hard it is to raise kids. We'll try to help you. We,
They told
but none of them gave me anything that would tell me that I'm being supported.
they told you that you can't be a father because you're not a man. That's
I'm
what
not a
they
man.
say. But you can always be a parent. And at least that's what you did.
I tried to be. I mean, I know I wasn't perfect, and I mean, who is? I don't think that there's anyone that you can call a perfect parent, no matter how
Only a parent.
perfect they are to their child's eyes, to their children's eyes. Um, no one's perfect, and I know that I wasn't perfect, but I really did
But you
my
were a parent.
best. I was a parent. I know
You
to
were a parent.
myself that I was a parent. I may not be a dad, but I know I was their parent.
You were a parent, right? And you didn't need to be perfect. You're doing it your own way. And you were a parent to these three children. Which do you think you'd consider as one of the joys of being a parent?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, here are the things that I've learned. When you're a dad, you're a mom, you're a parent, you're a guardian. When your kid wakes up in the morning and they give you a smile of apparently out of no specific reason, they just smile at you. That sweet smile, it lightens up
That's
your day.
priceless.
I know it just lightens up my day. And sometimes when I know that they're being extra sweet because they need something from me,
Extra sweet like how? Tell us something about it.
Tito Mitch, do you need anything? Do you want me to do the dishes for you? I already did my assignment. I already did my homework.
It's like happening the other way around. They're the
Exactly.
ones who are caring for you, right?
Exactly. So yeah, things like that. Knowing that it's not very often that they would turn to me first, for them to cry to me first and ask for help or ask for comfort, that makes me happy. And that makes me really think that, okay, this is my child. They may not have my blood, my flesh, but again, this is my child, and I'll do anything to protect this child.
I,
So
I
yeah,
mean, what does it take to be a parent? Blood, but in her case, I mean, it's love.
Yeah, it's love.
How are you like as a parent? What did you do when you woke up in the morning up until the moment you kiss them goodnight?
Typical home, really. Everyone goes to work, everyone comes home, children goes to school, they come home, we help out with the assignment, we cook dinner, we eat together. So it's pretty normal, just like any other normal family.
Mhm. And that was the, let's say, that was the situation, that was the experience for how many years of the relationship?
First 3 years, I'd say.
First 3 years. And
The
you were
first
together
three,
for how many
10
years in total?
years.
Wow. 10 years of being a parent to these children. And until now, you love them as a parent.
Yeah, I do.
Mitzi, there was so much to learn from this story. You've shared a lot from your experiences, from the moment that you were growing up, from to the discovery, and when you started yourself, and when you started asking yourself questions, when you got curious, when you got to meet women in your life, and then you met your former partner, and
Yeah.
then of course becoming when you became a parent to these three children, of course, and to these 12 fur babies. But
Mhm.
what do you think would be the greatest lesson that you've learned from this story, from your story?
From my story, I've learned that parenting is hard. You don't get anything really in return except for those sweet moments, the accomplishment that you get from your that the kids get. Those would be your accomplishment, those would be your reward. It made me appreciate what my mom and dad did for us, especially my mom, the sacrifice that she did for us. It made me learn that even though people doesn't treat me normally or in the same way as other um, as they would treat other parents, normal parents, as they say, I really don't care anymore. As long as I get to do or get to share my love, I get to share what I've learned. I get to I get to make these people feel what I feel, and and make them feel appreciated. And probably if ever I'd be given that honor again, um to be one, to be a mom, to be a dad, to be a parent, to be a guardian, um I'd say I'll talk to them more. I'll give them more. um i'll i'll, I'll share more time with them and make them feel that I'm listening, that they're being heard. And I'll also teach them how to respect people, respect everyone equally, whether they're a boy, they're a girl, they're gay, they're a lesbian, they're trans, they're bi, whatever it is. I'll make sure that they understand that everyone deserves respect, everyone deserves kindness, everyone deserves compassion and not judgment.
I love it. Feel like I wanna be your child, Mitzi. Can you be my parent?
I'll adopt you now. Let's sign the
Yeah,
papers.
adopt me, please. Okay, let's go. All right, a lot of children are watching you right now. Some of them, their parents are members of the LGBTIQ plus community, right? What do you want to tell these children who are watching you right now?
um, for the children who's listening right now, if there are any, um, love your parents. Love your parents. Show them that you love them. They may not be able to give you everything that you want in life materially, but believe me when I say, when when they love you. And when they say they will take care of you, they will take care of you, and they will protect you no matter the cost. So appreciate your parent, and even though your parents are not as normal as, again, um what people call normal, uh they love you just as much as other parents would. Yeah, everyone's unique. So
Yeah, we are.
your your uniqueness in how to love someone, that's pretty normal. Just make sure that that's being understood as well.
Yeah, and we get to communicate
Yeah,
whenever we get a chance to, right?
exactly.
And I would also like to take this chance, Mitzi, since this is Honesty Hour and a Boulder Pride special. At the end of each episode, we wrap up our story with your honesty statement. So, what would you like to tell the world, the universe rather? What truth, what reality, or what honest statement would you like to share with everyone?
I'm Mitzie Marquez. I am a parent. I was a parent. I will be a parent. I am gay, and I am proud of that. No matter what people tells me, I will always be proud of my colors.
And that is your honesty statement. Everyone, parenting knows no gender. For Mitzi, she loved and loves her children. Being a parent cannot be taken away from her. Despite the struggles of fitting in a heteronormative parenting in the society, she was just a parent after all. She had joys and challenges being a parent, just like any other parent would. Here, we shared Mitzi's 10-year relationship story, her most pivotal moments as a lesbian parent, and the heartbreaking dilemma she had to face that led to ending her relationship. And through this story that she shared, we want this to be an opportunity for her to reflect on the lessons she learned and also inspire others to fight for the families they build. Love knows no genders, and families flourish among all genders. This has been your host, Jace de la Cruz, for Honesty Hour, a Boulder Pride special, always reminding you love wins.